RockeF.e.l.L.e.R Foundation helped produce a shockingly prescient report on 4 possible future scenarios that could play out over the next 15 to 20 years. One of them involved a global pandemic that's remarkably similar to what happened over the last year. During this pandemic, quote, international mobility of both people and goods screeched to a halt. Normally bustling shops and office buildings sat empty for months, devoid of both employees and customers. National leaders around the world imposed airtight rules and restrictions, from the mandatory wearing of face masks to body temp checks. Wow, that does sound familiar. 10, 11 years ago. The report went on to detail how the powers that be would never let that imaginary crisis end. Even after the pandemic faded, this more authoritarian control and oversight of citizens and their activities stuck and even intensified. Citizens willingly gave up some of their sovereignty and their privacy to more paternalistic states in exchange for greater safety and stability. This heightened oversight took many forms: biometric IDs for all citizens, tighter regulations of industries whose stability was deemed vital to national interests. Now, despite the RockeF.e.l.L.e.R report predating this show by many years, none of what was laid out in that report should surprise any Ingram Angle viewers. They want never-ending lockdowns and mandates for everything. The elites want the U.S. trapped in this forever pandemic. How can Americans see this as anything but a naked power grab? The pandemic porn will never end, and they're going to use it to maintain total control over you. Now, we're now in the midst of the next step of the never-ending and ever-changing pandemic. One where the supposed threats are constantly shifting despite all the evidence, and the experts will continually debase themselves and their professions to appease their Democrat overlords. And in the end, we're going to end up with more restrictions on our inalienable rights, whether they're government-mandated lockdowns or not. Again, the results will be the same: higher energy prices, higher taxes, more racial polarization, more crime, and a lower standard of living.